Hi, hello, happy Sabbath and Shabbat Shalom. Sorry to be talking so quietly, but my mom's trying to sleep. And so anyhow, I just want to real quick cover what's going on in here since I haven't in a while. So Mom got a couple of new amaryllises, and this one's already got 2 flowers coming on, 2 flower heads. The mature one has 7 leaves, which is a record for it, but it hasn't seemingly gotten up the gumption to put on a flower head. This one over here, another one new, doesn't seem to have a flower head on yet. It's got about 5 leaves at the moment, although that one looks a little thick. It still appears to be a leaf. It might not be. So anyhow, this one's got 2 leaves and 2 flower heads. This has got 4 or 5 leaves, depending on if that's 4 leaves and a flower head. And then that one's got 7 leaves and still far no flower heads. Now, to get up to date with some of the things I've been doing, if you remember, I mentioned we had frost here a week or 2 ago. Well, in the process, let me move this out of the way a second. What we have going on here is I took all the tomatoes and I have made sort of not exactly a tomato chutney. And I don't know that it's a done product, but it's got bread and butter pickle spices in it, and it's just green and ripe tomatoes left over after the frost. It's probably going to end up in little 1-pint bottles. I've got about 4 quarts, 3 or 4 quarts, hard to say. Over here, this is pickle juice, and it's got a little bit of isopropyl alcohol in it, hopefully to keep it sterile. I'm going to skim that pulp there, and I'm going to take that pulp with this pulp right here, which also has isopropyl alcohol in it, and I'm going to blend it up and pulverize it. I'm going to take all of it as an extract, and then thicken it up by dehydrating it, and mix it in with some starch and probably either Vaseline or butter to make a lotion, a cream, a salve out of it. And hopefully that'll be something that we can keep stored safely, and it will keep long enough for next year's bug bites if they happen, or over the winter while the fresh cucumbers are waiting to be planted. Speaking of fresh cucumbers to be planted, I got a pretty good, this isn't 100% of the seeds, but this is a large number of the seeds. I've got one old cucumber out that I'll point at here in a moment that's also got seeds in it. Now, the rest of the cucumber is in here, and it's slowly simmering down. This also has bread and butter pickle spices in it. It does have one or 2 stray seeds in it here, but for the most part it's not really full of seeds, because I stripped them all out right there with the juice and pulp for the express purpose of the salve. The rest of that will be put into normal pickle jars. Okay, let's move out here to what's outside. Hopefully we don't get in trouble for having background music, because it's playing almost all the time. Alright, now out here, Mom's been moving some of the plants around. Some are doing better, some are doing worse. Different plants respond to different stimulus. Again, these things are still growing a little bit from where they got it eaten off by the goats. They still need to be repotted. I can't tell you exactly everything she was doing in here, but she's moved stuff around in here, reworked this. She's got some potting soil in there. Mother-in-law's tongues are starting to put on babies finally. Took them forever. They had to survive being frozen mostly. Over here, a lot of the stuff in here is pretty much just getting by. It hasn't been outside. Of course, the certain winter cacti are preparing to go into bloom, which they do every winter, the older ones. The potatoes that were in here didn't get frozen, so they're still here. No frozen potatoes on the menu here yet. The grapefruits putting on new growth. I brought these out here so they can start growing again, because it seems they don't get watered if I don't water them. And then I don't know if that mulberry over there has died or not, but I'm not worried about it because I'm not really in a position to do anything with it. But the spider plants are doing okay, and that one old avocado is still alive again, although they need new soil and be repotted and stuff. I don't know if you can hear the goats through there or not. By the way, the ladder's in here because I went and closed this up for the winter. The fans up here. And then I think I pointed out last report that I was, that's got a little, no, okay, that's what that is. That's, alright. I was like, no, it's got dead light bulbs. It's just the cords hiding them. Anyhow, so both of the lights are up and they're looking pretty good. Mom's hung a basket from that chain, which I guess is fine, because as long as it doesn't yank it out of the ceiling, it won't hurt anything. Don't know that it won't yank it out of the ceiling. But anyhow, so I got a piece of angle iron up there. I screwed it into the to the bottom of the trusses, and then used plain old twine to tie the box up there. So everything that's up there is raised up, stable, and secure, and isn't dangling loosely. So nobody will accidentally snag it, hopefully. Bring it all down on everybody's heads. Alright, now, it's been raining today, which is a good thing. So, might be a little cold out. I forgot to bring a jacket. Put on my mud boots here. They're not easily installed when my pants cuffs. Hang on a second here. I'm going to set this down because I can't really do this. Very well. No-handed. I don't know if anybody's noticed that I'm a little slimmer. I have been slimming down some. Someday I'll make a report about that directly, but not right now. I'm going to wait until I'm really slim and fit before I make a real report, because I want it to be more dramatic. After all, it's been a slow process going from 325 down towards my target weight. And I still look fat to me, even at the 230, 240. Alright, so it is daytime, but it doesn't seem like it because there's a lot of clouds overhead. Dally down. These babies in here seem to be doing alright at the moment. And these babies seem to be doing alright out here at the moment. And then Gretel, she's here surviving. Mr. Snookums out there in the field, he's alive. Dinner, what you doing? You eat my camera. Yeah, waffle iron. I don't know what spooked you, but something did. Puppy, what you doing? Anyhow, so the babies, for the most part, are Sally. The girls are in heat, unfortunately, and I can't do anything about it because I don't have the fences where they need to be to keep all the babies from being interbred. So let's go real quick. Now that I pointed out the vegetables, fruits that were actually recovered, we'll do a quick recap of which plants actually survived and to what extent, because it kind of changed a little bit from my last report. A little bit. It's one reason I don't hold my breath about a lot of things. Okay, the yarrow are all doing fine. The potato has been done in. The grapefruit. The, cucumbers have completely been done in, but they were pretty old and already at the end of their thing. The basil survived a little bit. The citronella has one green leaf. These tomatoes, this tomato is still technically green here. This one, still technically green there. Now whether they recover, no telling. Of course the sage is doing pretty good. Probably take it in its pot and put it in the greenhouse pretty soon. So, whether the tomatoes come back from the ground, we shall see. Over here we have cuttings that may or may not survive. They're floating in water partly because of the fact that I haven't got any place to put them. This one still has a fruit on it. They've got little root nodules, so they may live. Some of them that have root nodules will go ahead and form roots, although it's also forming moss. These two, I cut them back quite a ways, but they're it's questionable as whether they're going to make it or not, just because of the fact that, you know, nothing guarantees they're going to survive. But on the other hand, they're still up, and some of them still have green leaves on them, so we'll see. Over here, this thing still has a couple barely green leaves on it. It's a root-in from this Roma tomato. Well, I don't know. It looks like the rain plastered these here. Laid them right over. Although they don't look unhappy, they look like they got hit pretty hard by the rainfall. Oh well. Guess they're not really a freestanding vine. These lentils are still looking pretty happy other than that. These yarrow are doing pretty well. These things, I don't know what they are. I don't even know if I planted them or not. Because I thought I planted something, but I can't be for sure now. I have a green bell pepper plant, and that might be a bud right there. Now, when it comes to freeze next week, in a couple days, I'm going to bury these both up again. Just during that. This may or may not make it, but it's because it's hard to tell if it's green or not. It looks green, but it may still be frozen. And the difference being is when I say green versus frozen is alive versus dead. But that right there gives me hope that that one may survive and may put on new growth. The tomatoes seem to be strawberries seem to be entirely immune to frost so far. No promises, but that's what they seem. Alright. The only flowers out right now are a few of the verbena in a couple places. We might get a shot of those before I'm done. But I want to see all this cedar growth all over the ground here. The county went through here with their blaster mower rig and just splattered, even knocked that tree loose from the ground. Really tore through here with their mowers and mowed the sides of the road there up high to, I guess that was just part of the program. Dethatch the road from its shady hollow or sleepy hollow or whatever you call it look. They knocked a tree over there and stuff, so they made a little bit of a mess through here. And I forget which of these is it. That one's got a persimmon on it. Maybe that was the one that had persimmons on it, and that's all that's left. I don't know. Not that I'm worried about it, because I wasn't going to harvest enough persimmons to do anything. So I sent some bee balm seeds to one of the brethren in the church. I got one request for bee balm seeds. So I sent them a little packet of about 200 or 300 seeds. So they could raise some on their own. Over here now, what I had gotten done this week, past week, was I was putting on this sheet metal to my little barn here. I've got some of this fence wire I dragged out, which I'll have to straighten up and stuff, because I'm going to need enough fence wire to hopefully make this up 6 to 8 foot tall, so that I can hopefully keep the future buck in long enough for him to go through quarantine before we move him into a different pen. But, so it's missing a little bit of sheet metal right here on this side, but that shouldn't take me too long to cut up a piece and put in here. So I'll put me another piece in there, and then I've got to anchor the roof down because it's literally just sitting on there by gravity at the moment. So when that's all done and I've got the fence wrapped around, get all the tools and all the extra stuff out of here, then I'll be ready to go pick up the billy goat and bring him home and put him in here for his 2-week quarantine. And in the meantime, I'll have to go work on other fences, which means he'll probably be in here longer than 2 weeks, unfortunately. Now, one thing I couldn't show you directly, but I can show you the results of, is the fact that Mom got the pony suspension rebuilt, and which it needed it very badly. I knew it was falling apart, and I knew it needed new parts, and I was not really set up to mess with it, because you got to lift the vehicle clean off the ground and remove the parts of the suspension. It's a real booger to do, so I was like, you know, that's something I'm going to go ahead and trust some shop to do. And so these are the upper control arms, and as you can see, the bushings are completely gone in that side. This side they may not look gone, but they're doing badly. This ball joint's bad. This ball joint's not too bad, but the shocks are like nothing. And that one's not great either, Billy, even though it doesn't flop around. But overall, it was pretty tore up. And since this truck's been in 2 wrecks and stuff, it's just as well to have had all that stuff swapped out. Mom's just pleased as punch and tickled pink at how well the thing rides and drives now, and I understand that. That's to be expected. Now this thing, I worked on it a little bit, and it's going to have some more work done on it by somebody else. All I did was I pulled the studs loose to specifically for the express purpose of making certain they would come loose. Let me see if I can get a light, because it's not very well lit under there, and what's to be shown is not easily shown without any light. Let me see if I can grab a light in here, if I didn't take them both to the house. And I don't see my little portable light. Well, I guess maybe I'll just still have to stick the camera under there and hope it does what I need it to do. Let's see. I'll just poke up real close. It's not going to show it very well. But anyhow, so all up under here, I get down on the muddy wet ground. It's not real muddy, just a bit damp. In fact, it's not that damp under the truck. Alright, so that hanger, if you remember, got tore out a while ago. This hanger is in the process of tearing out. Let me make certain I'm out for zoom. Okay. That hanger is being torn out. And this right here is a cold... No, that one's not the cold brake. The cold brake is up here under the front section. that from that brake right there going forward all the way around to the driver's side exhaust manifold is going to have to be replaced with new pipe. And then this might also. I've got to tighten that up. That's not supposed to be loose. So, and somewhere I've got a nut from something, I don't know what, that I need to find where it belongs and put it back on. Anyhow, so hopefully by next Sabbath report, I will have gotten in there and gotten that to the exhaust shop. They quoted me about $300 to put that all in with an O2 sensor bung and everything. So hopefully that'll fix several problems on this thing, including carbon monoxide getting into the cab and the O2 sensor reading wrong and messing up the fuel mileage and stuff. We shall see. Realistically, that's pretty much everything around here. I did say I was going to mention the verbena. That's about all the real flower we've got going on this time of year. They're pretty much all done. Everything. Well, there are maybe a couple asters left. Just a teeny few asters that are here. But for the most part, you know, there's that one plant there, a couple of them. The goats ate so many of the asters, Mr. O'Malley, Mr. Snookums, that there's not many of them left. There's a couple in here. But for the most part, our flowering season is pretty much over. And so that's it for this Sabbath report. And again, hope you all have a wonderful future week. Shabbat Shalom. Happy Sabbath to you all. And we'll try to get you more progress next Sabbath report. You know, other than the exhaust system, finishing up that barn and maybe that fence, depending on weather. And who knows what else. So, till then, bye for now.